Nixon had been accused of taking money. And what happened was that he went on TV to refute these charges. And in the process, because there was pressure to have him step down as the vice presidential candidate. In the process, he went on in this speech, and among the other things that he said is, okay, he laid out his family finances, which his wife found quite embarrassing. And towards the end of the speech, then he said, well, you know, there is one gift we've gotten. And then he went on to talk about the dog and made the point he was not going to return the dog no matter what anybody said about it. And there, for those of you who are dog lovers and are interested, there in the lower right-hand corner is the gravestone for Checkers, who expired in 1964 and is buried on Long Island. In case anybody, if you're ever on Long Island, you can look this up on the internet. You can find the burial spot. You can go pay your respects to Checkers. Checkers may be one of the most famous dogs in American history. Now, the nature of this speech is, what happens is at the end of the speech, he then says to the audience, and this is a national TV telecast, keep in mind. He says to the audience, okay, you ought to call into the Republican National Committee and tell them whether you think I ought to stay on the election ticket or get off. And the speech was so effective that literally millions of telegrams pour in, and they're overwhelmingly positive. So this is one of the first highly successful uses of television. His opponents were not impressed because they saw this as a kind of tear-jerker, maudlin approach to politics. Although if you watch the whole speech, I think it comes off a little bit better than sometimes it's given credit for. But the combination of the Hiss case, the Senate election of 1950, the Checkers speech, created a lot of people in the country who didn't like Nixon.